differences, competition for resources, and misunderstandings. Due to the importance of the trading relationship to the two nations, they would later agree to a treaty as a means of settling their differences and clearing the misunderstanding between them. But unknown to the Blackfeet, this treaty will be the beginning of their deepest struggle as a tribe. The first treaty of the Blackfeet with the Americans was signed on September 17th, 1851. This treaty, known as the Treaty of Fort Laramie, 1851, was signed at Fort Laramie in present-day Wyoming. The treaty established boundaries between indigenous territories and areas open to white settlement and recognized the rights of indigenous peoples to safe passage through these areas. While the treaty attempted to define boundaries and promote peaceful intersection, it faced changes in implementation. Conflicts over land, resources, and competing interests strained relations between the Blackfeet and the United States. As American settlers continued to move into indigenous territories, tensions escalated, and the treaty's provisions were often violated. This led to further conflicts and ultimately contributed to the deterioration of relations between the Blackfeet and the United States in the following decades. For 3 decades after this first treaty, the Blackfeet declined to forsake hunting in favor of farming, which was the occupation the United States preferred and insisted the plains people venture into. For this reason, the white men resorted to the indiscriminate killing of the buffalo to coerce the Blackfeet and other natives into a life of farming. Subsequently, when the buffalo were almost exterminated in the early 1880s, nearly 1/4 of the Piegan died of starvation. After that, the Blackfeet took up farming and ranching. In 1865, the U.S. government sought to secure land to construct the Mullen Road, a military road connecting Fort Benton in Montana to Fort Walla Walla in Washington Territory. This road was intended to facilitate westward expansion and provide a military route for the U.S. Army. To achieve this, the U.S. government made a new treaty with the Blackfeet. This treaty, called the Blackfeet Treaty of 1865, aimed to address territorial boundaries and land cessions. While this treaty may have provided a temporary respite from hostilities, it did not bring enduring peace, and the relationship between the United States and the Blackfeet Nation remained complex and often contentious. In January 1870, a U.S. military cavalry unit led by Colonel Eugene Baker attacked a Blackfeet encampment along the Marias River in Montana. Many Blackfeet, including women and children, were killed in the attack. This tragic event, which was termed Maria's Massacre, occurred amid tensions over treaty violations and concerns about the Blackfeet raid on white settlements. The Blackfeet experienced significant land loss as a result of the treaties. Losing traditional territories disrupted their traditional ways of life, including hunting and gathering practices. In 1896, the Blackfeet tribe agreed to cede a portion of their lands to the United States in the Treaty of the Blackfeet Tribe of Indians. These land cessions were primarily intended for agricultural settlement and development. The treaty established specific reservation boundaries and provided land allotment to individual Blackfeet tribal members. Allotment aimed to encourage farming and assimilation into mainstream American society. In exchange for the land cession, the U.S. government agreed to compensate the Blackfeet tribe. This compensation included a lump sum payment and annual annuities. The treaty also included provisions for the establishment of schools and provision of agricultural land and industrial assistance to the Blackfeet tribe. The 1896 treaty conserved 2 government-controlled areas: the Lewis and Clark National Forest, which contains the Badger II Medicine Area, an area of 200 square miles, and Glacier National Park, both part of the nation's former territory. The Badger II Medicine Area is sacred to the Blackfeet people. This sacred part of the Rocky Mountain front was excluded from Blackfeet lands in the Treaty of 1896, but they reserved access, hunting, and fishing rights. In the spring of 1903, The first commercial oil discovery was made in the Swift Current Valley, just west of the Blackfeet Reservation in Glacier National Park.
Blackfoot.
This
Yeah,
discovery
man.
was made by Sam D. Sums, who was looking for copper ore in the Swift Current Valley.
That's
His
Blackfoot now.
interest in copper developed in 1902 when he found pools of oil when cleaning out his workings after
Glacier.
blasting.
Wow.
In early 1980, the Bureau of Land Management approved drilling rights leases without consultation with the tribe.
Ooh.
The Blackfeet worked hard to protect this sacred area where they practiced traditional religious rituals.
They owe him.
The United States federal government suspended all leasing activities for drilling in this area in the 1990s, and in 2007,
Suspended.
the Bush administration made permanent a moratorium on issuing new permits. Many leaseholders had already relinquished their leases, and in November 2016, the Department of Interior announced the cancellation of the 15 drilling rights held by Devon Energy Corporation in the Badger 2 Medicine area. The Blackfeet Reservation, due to its remote location, has grappled with high unemployment rates. As of May 2016, the Montana Local Area Unemployment Statistics LAOS program reported an unemployment rate of 11.0% on the reservation. In 2001, the Bureau of Indian Affairs, BIA, documented a staggering 69% unemployment rate among registered tribal members. Even among those fortunate enough to have jobs, 26% earned less than the poverty guideline.
2001.
The primary economic driver for the reservation is revenue from petroleum and natural gas leases on tribal lands. In 1982, there were 643 active oil wells and 47 gas wells within the reservation, providing a significant income source. Tourism also plays a substantial role in the reservation's economy.
What?
Additionally, ranching and a modest lumber industry have contributed, with the latter supporting the Blackfeet Indian Writing Company's pencil factory in Browning. In 2002, farms situated partly on the reservation reported a combined income of $9 million. These 354 farms covered most of the reservation's land, with many being family-owned, including 198 owned by Native Americans.
Lucky here.
Beef cattle farming dominated, generating 80% of farm income, while smaller livestock operations, such as hogs and chickens, were present. There were also limited dairy cattle, bison, horse, and sheep farming. Crop cultivation occurred on 245,230 acres, with only 13% being irrigated, 32,158 acres. Crops included wheat, barley, hay, and a smaller amount of oats. Many tribal members found seasonal employment as wildfire firefighters, contributing significantly to individual income. In 2000, around 1,000 Blackfeet worked as firefighters, including the prestigious Chief Mountain Hotshots team.
Really?
Firefighting earnings totaled $6.1 million that year, but this income was subject to the variability of wildfire seasons. On April 30, 2010, the Blackfeet Tribal Business Council, BTBC, greenlit three major initiatives totaling $5.5 million in revenue from oil exploration payments by Newfield Production Co.
What?
These initiatives included a $200 particular per capita payment for all 16,500 members, initial funding for a new grocery store in Browning, and over $1 million for land acquisition within the reservation to reclaim property under tribal control. In the present day, the Blackfeet community is actively dedicated to safeguarding their heritage, which encompasses their languages and land rights. The population is on an upward trajectory, with many Blackfeet members residing within reservations. They have played a pivotal role in advocating for the preservation of Montana's Rocky Mountain front, as it holds paramount significance in their sacred legacy. Recent population estimates in the early 21st century point to approximately 90,000 individuals of Blackfeet descent residing in Canada and the United States. Even during periods when their traditions faced prohibitions, such as the sun dance, the Blackfeet persevered in keeping their cultural practices alive. They remain a dynamic and thriving community, with an illustrious and profound history.
They owe money.
Annually, the Blackfeet Nation observes North American Indian Days, a celebrated festival hosted on the powwow grounds near the Museum of the Plains Indian in Browning. This event stands as a testament to the enduring vitality of their culture and heritage. And that is all for today's video on the Natives Journal. Thanks for watching to this point. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more exciting videos like this one.
What? This was hidden.